Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. This is a preamble to a video series I already did on Greek poetry. At the end of chapter 2, 3 Greek plays by Edith Hamilton, she says, it is hardly necessary to add that rhyme was not used by the Greek tragedians. The Greek tragedians, right? What other tragedians do we know of? There's one master of tragedy other than the Greeks. His name is Shakespeare. Did he rhyme? No. He is poetic. Now, the ancient Greek tragedians have been translated into English as rhyming poetic lines, even though the Greek tragedians did not use rhyme. The Greek poets, however, definitely. It's so much easier to rhyme in Greek. But here's the point. The Greek tragedians were so rhythmically perfect in their meter. Pentamic hexameter. Right? I don't even know the details of it, but that's exactly how the Greeks wrote. Pentamic hexameter. And the tragedians didn't use rhyme. But, as Edith Hamilton said, Euripides hangs in the ear like music. The lines from his tragedies hang in the ear like music. Okay? Even though it didn't rhyme, because of the extraordinary use of meter and the extraordinary interplay of different sounds on different lines and echoes and so forth and alliteration, all the tools you care for. Now, they couldn't figure out any way to go about this when they translated it into British English. They rhymed everything they could, and they used a more elaborate diction. And we'll go through a few of those quotes in the videos I'm about to do, but I just wanted to point out before, does it sound like they rhymed? You can't point to E. Cummings and say, look, so he didn't rhyme, he could still be a poet. Someone who writes line after line after line that is just musically wrought with sound play, and all the talent that it takes to put all those together and make sure that it makes sense after all of it is just interwoven with sound. I think that you can call that poetic writing. I don't think that that's a stretch. Did they rhyme? The English doesn't have the poetic qualities of Greek. The tragedians used things other than rhyme that were so difficult for the English translators to replicate, they had to use rhyme to get the spirit across. Edith Hamilton takes exception to that, and she actually starts this book, 3 Greek Plays, with a criticism of 2 prominent translators. She says, and I quote from this is just the first paragraph, just to give you a taste, 3 Greek Plays by Edith Hamilton. What is translation? What ought a translator to aim at? Fine. The 2 most distinguished translators of comparatively modern times are Browning and Fitzgerald, of Omar Khayyam fame, both of whom translated the Agamemnon of Aeschylus. In Fitzgerald's version, Clytemnestra's first speech, 4 lines in the original, all spoken by Clytemnestra, appears thus. And then Fitzgerald's translation of that runs Clytemnestra's 5 lines and then 2 lines by the chorus. Okay? Then Clytemnestra replies with 3 lines. So Clytemnestra gets 8 lines, the chorus gets 2 lines, whereas in the original Greek, Clytemnestra just said everything in 4 lines. Okay? So they're dressing things up a bit. How about Browning's? I'll read Browning's to you. Good news announcer may, as is the byword, morn become truly news from night his mother. But thou shalt learn joy past all hope of hearing. Priamo city have the Agiori taken. Okay, fine. And the only share Aeschylus has in these 2 performances is, so in other words she's saying, and here's my translation. Here's what I think they really said. With glad tidings, so the proverb runs, may dawn arise from the kind mother, night. For you shall learn a joy beyond all hope. The Greeks have taken Priam's city. That actually makes a lot more sense. And my goodness, if you look at the other one where Clytemnestra was 8 lines long and the chorus was 2, that's what we have in the way of translation, because they were trying to get the musical quality across. They thought they had to reproduce the beauty of it. Now, Edith Hamilton is obsessed with the beauty of the form, of what was inside, of what they were saying. They put the sounds into it, and they've gotten sound out on the English side. So, fine, but she says you can't quite get all the sound the Greeks put into their language. It's too lyrical of a language, it's too beautiful of a language for us to really get what we need into Greek and from it into English. What we have to do, according to Edith Hamilton now, is we've got all the translations we need with the rhythm and rhyme and stuff, and she's into making translations that are just straight across. Just here's what it says. So she sometimes reproduces the meter of the original, 6 accents in a line, but sometimes not. It depends if she thinks it's important for comedy's sake or whichever. Now, let me read you Browning's and hers again, just to give you this introduction to it, and then we're going to go on to the video I've done a couple weeks ago and haven't uploaded it yet. And this will be just because I thought, I keep making the point, does it sound like they rhyme? And I think I need to go over that in a little better. They rhymed. The Greek tragedians rhymed so strongly that the only thing we can do in English to reproduce it is to rhyme. It was different though. It hung in the ear like music. Now, the Greek poets were another thing. Where do you think we got the concept of poetry as a phenomenon of meaningful prose that interplays with sound? Where do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from, France? Okay, Browning says, good news announcer may, as is the byword, morn become. Truly, news from night is mother. But thou shalt learn joy past all hope of hearing. Priam's city have the Agioi taken. Argioi, I can't pronounce Greek words. Fine. That's difficult. They trip you up a bit for the fun of it for some reason. Here's what Edith Hamilton says again. With glad tidings, so the proverb runs, may dawn arise from the kind mother, night. For you shall learn a joy beyond all hope. The Greeks have taken Priam's city. I like that. That actually makes sense. It's not overwrought. See, one of the reasons the translations of Greeks are so hard to get at is because they've tried to recreate something of the original Greek sound, the beauty of the original Greek, and they have to dress it up with extra fancy words and allusions and rhyme in many cases. And the original Greek is, she says, it's even more beautiful than we can even come close to it. She says we don't even have a language that's worthy of trying to translate Greek into it. Edith Hamilton, 3 Greek plays. And now I set you off to the videos previously made.